Iran News Now. Dad, what comes after the ouster of the religious fascist Iranian president, who was responsible for horrific human rights abuses? Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi appears to have died as a result of climate change. Even if he had many enemies, it is difficult to conclude that this was an accident given the severe weather his helicopter encountered. The location he was flying in has been through some rough weather in the past few years. Until there is concrete proof of sabotage, the helicopter crash was unintentional. What will be anything but accidental are the consequences of his death, though, and there are plenty of domestic as well as foreign opponents who would profit from his demise. Human rights violations committed by religious fascist Ebrahim Raisi were horrific. He was known as the Butcher of Tehran because he presided over a tyrannical government that committed atrocities on its citizens on a regular basis. His regime's brutality toward women and anybody who challenges their sick theocracy is on full display in the murder of young women by his religious police. With the deaths of Mahsa Amini and Armida Jerevan, who were both accused of violating the hijab law, Raisi faced massive anti-government protests. Additionally, the country has restricted women's rights to sexual and reproductive health care in an effort to increase the population. In 2019, the U.S. sanctioned Raisi following accusations by the Treasury Department that he was involved in human rights breaches spanning decades. These violations included the 1988 death of thousands of political detainees, the detention of notable human rights lawyers, and the execution of children in Iran. TDB suggests checking out newsyengine.com. Let it be known that the US and Britain's invasion of Iran for oil was a coup d'état, and that the crushing economic sanctions imposed by the West made Raisi possible. Everything up to this point has been terrible, but what will happen next is the real mystery. In my opinion, Iran will want to convey an air of invincibility by conducting a nuclear bomb test before Trump's November election. If Iran uses proxies to escalate tensions, the new Iranian leadership will have internal victories to show for the ethnic cleansing war crime that Israel is currently committing. The U.S. sanctions on Iran's economy will keep pushing the country closer to Russia and China. No one should be sad over Raisi's death, but everyone should be worried about the next step in U.S. foreign policy. If you believe that having a voice that is not part of the mainstream media, which tends to repeat itself, is more vital than ever, then please consider making a donation here. Sharing our blogs on social media is a great way to help even if you don't have anything to add, regardless of the god-awful, greedy, and haughty bunch of toxic psychopaths. It's up to us, the miserable fucking people, to stand up to them. It seems to me that the helicopter was responsible. I'd be surprised if it could continue to tolerate the constant pressure from that abomination on its seat.